All right. Third time's the charm. We got 3 waves to tell you guys the the point of this thing. I know I talked about how I have this thing planned to talk about, but I did not talk about. I mean, I've been talking about it, but I haven't been consistent with it. You know, I'll stutter. I'll repeat my words. I'll die. I'll go like 5 minutes without saying a word as I just focus on the game. Just stuff like that. But not now. This is the final take. If I don't get it this take, I'm just gonna read off of a script or something like that. I don't know. I don't have a script prepared, but I guess I can get one. It's not like it's impossible to make a script. Today, I want to talk about community. I recently have started looking into rebuilding my Discord server. And a large part of it is because that community aspect. You know, Discord is literally a community of people. And it's interesting to me because community and things like that have always been really interesting to me. I mean, what is all a country is a community of people, you know, based off of geography. That's what a lot of things are, you know. High school is just a community of people based off of age demographic. A government or a job is just a community of people based off of profession. You know, there's so many things that are just a body of people, because that's all a community is. You know, it's a body of people that are there for a core reason. They're there for a common goal, right? And so, no. Okay, we got it. And so, you know, you can lump a lot of things into community, and still it feels like we don't really have too many modern age, you know. I think that's one of the reasons why people are so fond of high school, because that is like the only time where you have a lot of communities that are like really built for you, where it feels easily accessible. Community, being a part of a community feels so easily accessible because everybody wants you to be in a community. But once you're out of high school, it feels like the only community people care about you joining is a job. And I think that's a serious problem. And it's really reflected in the internet and people's clumping into these cesspools in these absolute garbage cases. Like, many places that are, many groups of people that are completely fine typically, that once they get together are just terrible. You know, it's sad. It's sad because it makes communities of people seem really toxic and bad. When I think generally being in a community is good, but also people don't typically like really care. You know, that's another problem that I've seen. They think that community is kind of just like given to them. You know, they are just deserving of it because they're alive. And I also don't think that's true either, because it's difficult. You know, it's difficult to be a part of something else. It's difficult to devote yourself to something more than you, but it's so necessary. It's ingrained in the human condition. You know, it's not only humans, it's ingrained into species. Pack animals that need to be together. We need each other's support and validation, emotionally, physically. You know, it's important to be with people. And that's something that I think the internet has kind of taken away. Because, you know, you're just even communities that are together. For instance, this community of people that I'm currently playing with, we all like TF2. We're all playing TF2. We all care for TF2, probably, to some extent, because we're playing manned up. But, you know, we don't really know each other. We're strangers that are we're kind of there, but we're also really not. But despite that fact, people still really want to be in a part of a group, you know, and it can have really, really bad consequences. Am I confident in these people? No. it can have some really, really bad effects. Like, not only on the internet, we have communities that are historically toxic and terrible. Minecraft communities, racist, bigot communities. But you also have real life where people so badly want to be a part of something. You get things like cults and gangs where people just want to devote themselves to something else. They want people that have a common interest, that have a common creed, something where you're like, that is me, They have my back. I can, at the end of the day, me and them, we are one, To devote yourself to something more. I mean, it's intoxicating, but just because you're devoting yourself to something more doesn't mean that more is something that is worth devoting yourself to, right? A lot of problem with gang violence and cults, as I said, it is just people that want to be a part of a community. I genuinely believe that. At the core of a gang is just people that want to have something else with somebody else, right? That is what a gang is, and that's why they go up against other gangs, because that's the big, like, oh, that gives us a common enemy, which is another thing that is like fuel, one of the other defining factors of a community. Things that bring people together is love, and it's also hate. The enemy of my enemy is my friend type deal. People frequently just... Okay, well, that's not good. Uh-oh, don't kill me. Uh-oh. This is gonna be a little bit sticky. Okay, where you at? Okay, there you are. So, that's where you get a lot of hate groups. That's where you get a lot of bigotry, because most of the time people are hurting and they just want something else to blame it on, And whenever you get a community of people that will not only support you but also give you an easy outlet, and that's funny. Something easy to say, hey, it's not you, it's them, All your problems have an easy target, and we're here for you. And because we also have the same problem. Your problems are our problems. The people that you hate are the people that we hate. The people that mistreat you are the people that mistreat us. And it is valid to an extent, obviously. Because there's been some really bad things throughout history. I don't know if you guys know this, but humans kind of suck. And so... whenever you get... I think the primary problem right now is it's predominantly hate-filled. It's defined by hate, but it's not at all like subjugated. It's not all it's not at all fixed by equally amount of positive communities, where things that are brought together for love. Nah, we're pretty hateful. Generally, we're really hateful. And that's sad. But it's not really something we can change or fix or, do a whole lot about. But it is something that I want to try and, well, at least fight. If I can't fix it, I'll fight it a little bit. I want to make a community of people. I want to make people that are content with going outside, that are good with themselves and good with each other. You know, it's not something that's going to be easy, but I genuinely think that having more people that just care is just a net positive. I think modern day is currently care is beaten out of you, especially with the internet. People just don't care anymore because, well, to be fair, why would they? You know, um, like there's so much that is wrong. There's so much that feels helpless, and they're completely right. You know, right now, if I had a stroke, that would be it, probably. If I had a heart attack right now, I would just, that would just be lights out. And that would be it. And there's things that I could do to prevent that, but there's not a whole lot I can do. Are you freaking kidding me? Oh my gosh. There's not a whole lot I can do to stop somebody from running into me in traffic. And right now, there's not a lot I can do if I don't want to be in traffic. So, that's pretty annoying, you know? But despite that, I think the fight is worth it. I think the fight is worth it. Oh, that's cool. Even if it isn't easy. But what I want to do with my Discord server is I want to have a group of people that really care about that Discord server. And I know something that I'm currently trying to figure out is a way to stop like bigotry and like circular culture of like, oh, we are the best because we are us type deal. No, we're just having fun here. You know, we're not necessarily better than other people because we're having fun here. We're just having fun. And I don't know necessarily how I'm going to do that. It's not something that I can really control. I can feed into it and be like, yeah, we are the best. Or I can criticize it and be, no, we aren't. But regardless, some people will just do it because they can. And it's what it is, you know. Nothing I could do about that. All I could do is what I can do. And that's what I plan on doing, you know? Okay, then. All I know is right now, it feels like there's a huge problem with loneliness, you know? We're more connected than we've ever been, but we're more isolated than we've ever been. Everything feels so sterile and so just soulless, you know? It doesn't, people don't feel connected despite talking all the time. They don't feel actually like they're connecting. And it makes sense because the internet, you're not really connecting with people. That's not something that people, it is a general common fact that on the internet you don't really connect. You know, you make jokes, you goof around, maybe you keep up with people that you know, but it's a hollow connection. It's not real. And most people know that, but just because it isn't right now doesn't mean it can't be. And doesn't mean it can't lead to something real. Currently, we're dealing with a problem where the internet is the latent effect of relationships, where typically you have people in real life that you hang out with, and then the internet is a way to keep in contact with them. But I feel as though it would be a lot more effective if instead it was a way to meet people, and then you meet people online with common interests, and then you're able to connect in person from there. I think that is a whole lot more effective, and I know it's not actually, I know that there's a lot of problems with that, you know. Oh, hopefully that'll, nope. where there's plenty of people that try and do it, and it's generally known, like, keep the internet friends on the internet, you know, where, like, you have no idea who you're talking to. There's um, anonymity, and it's scary. It is, because you don't know who you're talking to. You have this image of who you're talking to, but, you know, you don't know if that's real. You hope it is, but you don't know it is. And that's scary. Admittedly, that's very scary. But that doesn't mean that it's not super valid and worth it to, like, you know, try other things, meet them in real life. The internet should not be the end. The internet cannot be the end. That can't be what life is building up to. Because as of right now, it is. That's what we're doing. That's all we're effectively making the internet. We're like, okay, this is everything all the time. I guess that means that it's perfect. You know, it's not. It's stupid. It's so ridiculous. It's mean. It's not a loving place. It's not a supportive place. It's the idea of support. It's the idea of connection, but it's not the substance of it. I feel like I've talked about this before. But regardless, it's something that I'm very passionate about. The internet is not real. The people that, like, I know it feels like I'm biting the hand that feeds me, but I do not care. If the internet did not exist, I would still make things, even if it wasn't on the internet. I would make them by myself, for myself. You know, it's cool that other people are able to see it, but the internet is not what makes it, like, that's not what defines me. The internet is not my maker. I am. Right? And a lot of people are just so obsessed with the internet as though it's the end all be all, as though this is what life is. This is what it can be. This is what it's set to be. You know, it's stupid. It's ridiculous. It's a betrayal of what everything should be. And it's sad. But it's not impossible. Despite everything, it's not impossible. I don't think for a second that it's impossible to go back. Right now, we're kind of, in theory, we're living in a heyday, you know? But it just does not feel like that. Because, I mean, you live in modern era? Everything all the time means all the bad stuff, too. And that's, well, it doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel too good. But regardless, it's what we got. And you take the good with the bad, but sometimes the bad feels a lot more prominent. But regardless, you just gotta ball. You just gotta ball. I think that's, at the end of the day, you know, we can talk about community, and we can talk about the internet, and good and bad, and evil and good, evil and just, or whatever the frick. But you gotta ball. At the end of the day, you just gotta ball. I think that's what it's coming down to. Ballers will ball, and losers will lose. But at the end of the, who are you? When all the chips are down, do you ball or do you lose? Okay. That was kind of dumb on my part, but whatever. The world is so dumb, and the internet is so cool, but it's also so freaking terrible, so often. It's hollow. It doesn't feel real, because it isn't real, and it doesn't deserve to be real. Okay, well, that's it.